Hello everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did today. Back of my hand is stamped B24. Um, the B24 Liberator and B29 Superfortress museum airplanes flew into our airport this week. And I went down there this afternoon, took a bunch of pictures and several videos. And people are watching the video I made from the cockpit because I decided to put that one up live first, which I think was a good idea. Not every day you get to climb through basically a B-29 Superfortress. We ducked in underneath the airplane into the bomb bay where they had some inert 500-pound bombs, and then climbed up a stairway to get into the airplane where the navigator and radio guy sits, that is, and then look out the front of the airplane and see the two flags flying off on both sides of the cockpit that they had mounted. It's really cool. They tour most of the summer with these things, and they go to a bunch of different airports, usually smaller airports, so because I don't think they want to go into real busy airports because then they have so much coming and going of jets. I mean, not a whole lot of air traffic flies in and out of our airport. This is the same place a couple years ago that the military was conducting their exercises of F-16s, F-15s, and Ospreys. And I've done some videos there, and some of you might remember those. They're still up on my channel. But if you get a chance to go, you should go. Now, it costs $20 to get in to walk around. Now, they had a P-51 Mustang. And if you want to ride in the P-51 Mustang, you can pay a sum. Not very cheap, though. It's like $2,500. 20 minutes. So needless to say, I didn't actually go on a flight. Now, kind of wanted to get the walk through and tour the B-24 Liberator, which is another World War II bomber. It's not as big as the Superfortress, but that is kind of what I wanted to talk about for the main part. Now, secondarily, I just watched A.G. Stacker, 1776, when with this stuff off his sticker so you can kind of see it. And he was talking about putting stuff in his book from people who had sent him. Well, these weren't sent to me. They were gifts. One of the waitresses at a restaurant I go to for breakfast often went there and went to a coin shop or I don't know if it was just coins, but bought these ancient Roman copper coins, which I don't know a whole lot about these. They look pretty old though, and I think how you would identify these is the shape of the head, and you might be able to tell which emperor it was supposed to be, because I believe it's from the Roman Empire times and not the Republic. But these need to go in my book because someone gave this to me. I don't have my book out right now, but a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4, I don't remember exactly when it was, but she gave me these, which were, I think these are Bulgarian coins. I believe. I could be wrong. They might be. But she gave me these coins too, so they need to go in my book as well. Anyway, swing by the bank. ask for dollar coins. Now, I didn't even hardly look at these. I just got a stack of them. 1980 Susan B. Anthony's. A little bit lower mintage than the 79. By this time, they knew these coins were not going to be very popular. These P and D, and they didn't mint very many. A lot less since 1980 than 1979. Now, one thing that is interesting about these, as a kid, if you like to play pinball, they used to have an option on a few pinball machines that if you used one of these, you got 5 credits instead of using 4 quarters where you would only get 4 credits. So if you're a kid and you like to play pinball, you wanted these coins for that purpose, not to save them or anything. The 1981 would see much lower mintages, and then they wouldn't make any more until 1999, and then they would start making these golden dollars, Sacagawea. There's presidents ones, and anytime I get a bunch of presidents, there's almost always at least one Washington in the bunch. Another Sacagawea. There is a die crack error or something on these where it looks like there's a little spear stabbed through the chest of the eagle. And it's raised, not under. Because this has like a little X on the chest of this one. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But it's not raised. Could just be scratch marks. But that if you can find one of those, they're kind of valuable. In better condition than these coins, it might be worth $50 or $60 on the internet. Let's see what else is left in this bunch of coins. Another Sacagawea 2000D. It's scratched up a bit. And then a few more President's coins. There are 2 Washingtons in this. John Quincy Adams, Lincoln, and John Adams. John Adams and John Quincy Adams. If I remember correctly, this is father and son, the first time that ever happened for the presidency. And neither one would serve 2 terms. Of course, we know that George Bush and his son, W., both were president. So it's happened again. Hello, Bottle Top Bandit and Poor Man's Gold. How you doing? Now, the B24 on my back of my wrist, don't know if you watched the video I put up on my channel, but they had a B29 Superfortress come to our airport. And I did a tour of it. Well, it's not much of a tour. You duck in underneath the bomb bay, then you climb a ladder into the cockpit. And the cockpit on them is smaller than you think. I think a truck camper type thing. The ones that are small ones are as big, or dang, almost as big. So it was a pretty neat experience, and I got several videos that I took of the airplanes that were there, and a lot of pictures. If you go to my Instagram, you can see some of them. I might share some of the pictures on my channel as a community post, because a lot of times when I put stuff on Instagram, 1 or 2 likes and nothing really happens. So anyway, I did want to go live and talk about that because it was a pretty interesting day. And I did make several videos for these fake coins shorts. Need to know they're out there. And one thing about this, it looks pretty awesome. It says 2-ounce silver, 999.9 pure. This is clearly not 2 ounces. To be this size, which is about the same size as an ASE, would have to be twice as thick to be that much silver, so it's not real. This is a high premium type coin. The 1 ounce one, I just looked on eBay, and they were asking $250 for it. Don't know if there even really is a 2 ounce version, and I don't know if it's colorized like this is. But it's an interesting looking piece. I bought it off of a website, and all this stuff I bought was all wholesale type prices. So there will be videos for several of these. This one says Carson City, 1847. The Carson City Mint did not open by then. It was opened much later. So this can't possibly be any bit real. And wouldn't look like this if it was a real one. But some of the other stuff they fake, I don't know if you guys saw these or not. This JFK is really horrible. And the Walking Liberty, it's not quite as horrible though. Design wise, this is reasonably close. Now the coin itself weighs almost 14 grams, so it's too thick. Well, the fake copy, whatever you want to call it, but it's a 1918 date put on it. And so it's something you need to look out for if you're buying like a lot of 20 or 30 coins, or a bag that's got 50-cent pieces in there. One of these could get slipped in it. And a quick glance, this looks close enough that if you're not looking at it very close, you might think it's a real Walking Liberty. Because on this, the design is not that far off. So you need to look out for that. These appear to be the same thickness, but this is like 2 grams lighter than the Walker is, or maybe a little bit more. It actually seems to have a slightly larger diameter too. So whatever metal this is made out of, it's not as heavy as this one. Anyway, I hope that everyone's having a good night. I scheduled up a bunch of videos for everybody to watch. I'm going to put several of the videos for the airplanes up on my channel. And, I hope that everyone's going to have a good night. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, though. I don't want to spend a real long time. But thanks, Poor Mango, for stopping by. And thanks, Bottle Top Bandit, for stopping by. By the way, go check out Bottle Top Bandit's video where he bought some of this stuff too. And he actually said who he bought it from. But this, I didn't even notice the first night I had it, that when you flip like a normal American Silver Eagle, well, this don't flip right. This flips this way, which they don't do. On the design on this is real horrible. The date, that's way wrong. I mean, they kind of tried to make it look somewhat like the real thing, but the eagle's feathers are not right. Nothing about it's right. And the weight isn't right either. If I remember correctly, it drops out almost 9 grams light. So it's not even a fake silver one. That some people make 1 ounce Walking Liberty rounds, but this isn't one of them. Anyway, you have a good night too, Poor Man's Gold, and you too, Bottle Top Bandit. We'll see you next time.